I'm over here talking on mute. All right, all right, all right. Oh my God. Hey yo, listen. Like this is so what I try to do is like have genuine conversations, whether it be a debate, whether it just be regular content, you dig, trending news. I try to have genuine conversations. Like my lives are not based on holding somebody else down, like exposing somebody else to catapult myself. That's how I'd rather be a no name than to be a name by stepping on people to get to the top. Everything ain't for everybody. Like podcasting, some might not be just for us. Even when we try to design clothes or we yeah, hold on one second. Had it my son wants to be all in the video, all in the camera, dancing, singing. Anyway, like I said, I like to have genuine conversations. But sometimes, you will have a debate and you gotta step on somebody. Like it just you don't that's not the goal. The goal is to step on heads to get out the hole. The goal is to not step on heads. But if you're trying to get out the hole and those heads are holding you down, you gotta step on them to get out the hole. But that wasn't your aim. Your aim was I'll pull myself up. But if I'm pulling myself up and you're holding me down, I gotta step on your head to get out the hole. You see what I'm saying? So some podcasts are just built like that, where they step on heads, get out the hole. My podcast, or this is not even a podcast, this live stream where we just express thoughts. This is not intended to be stepping on heads to get out the hole. This is we can pull ourselves out the hole with our own might. So what I do is if I address other content creators or whoever out there that's in the news, it's because I feel like they are in the hole and they're spewing propaganda to keep others in the hole. So now I got to step on your head, not for me, but for them. So when I come at somebody like the Sakari or One West Israelites, it's not to step on Sakari head so I can uproot myself. It's actually to step on their head so that their members can uproot themselves. Their members cannot get out the hole if Sakari's holding them down. So I got to, get them from Sakari's grip, these One West camps grips, and not just them. But you got a community of Nation Islam guys. I got the same thing. They're holding black folks down with their misinformed doctrine. Okay. So now there'll be some collateral damage on the way. So peace to Mega Man Keenan. Great job, bro. He wanted to go on long diatribe. Yeah, yeah, and make it look like he was winning. Yeah, 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 yeah. When you interrupt this bit, yeah, yeah. And that's why I didn't want to do the traditional debate format. 15 minutes. I don't want to do that with these guys. I like to have like a conversation like we're having now, where it's like, yo, like we can start at, okay, Kat, where you want to start at? Like even with you guys or whoever, a conversation got to start somewhere. Okay, so where are we starting at? Let's start there. So when he's want to go to this King David seed, it's like, Kat, can we not start here? Can we start before this? Because Genesis comes before Second Samuel. Okay, so let's talk about Genesis. Let's talk about the seeds there. What's your thought on Eve's seed? What's your thought on Abraham's seed? What's your thought on Rebecca's seed? See how we can wind it down, and then from there we go to Tamar. So let's get rid of Genesis first. So now Captain will have to admit that those seed in those contexts doesn't mean sperm. It means actually descendants of the people listed. When it says Eve seed, it didn't mean Cain, Abel, and Seth. They talk about the generation, and the context was that she would be a mother of all nations. So clearly, it wasn't just her children directly; it was her indirect children as well. And their indirect children are called seed, right? So to Abraham, his seed shall be afflicted and serving 400 years under bondage in Egypt. 400 years, Abraham didn't live that long, neither none of his kids. So again, we're talking about descendants. Okay, we're not talking about sperm. Okay, so then we go to Rebecca. So when it comes to women and seed, they'll never entertain sperm. But somehow they want to be retarded and entertain sperm when it's Abraham seed, David seed. It's like, dude, if you put sperm there, it's not going to make any sense. Like nobody looks at sperm as a walking, talking individual. So you can't get pregnant and then the woman, what comes out of her womb is sperm. What comes out of her womb is a child. So when it says seed, seed is the actual child. This is what confuses a lot of these One West guys. And it takes it takes some sincere ones to be like, I see what you're saying. Seed is an actual child. Okay, I got it. So women and men. So the seed isn't man only, women only. The seed is an entity of itself. It's a fetus or infant, toddler, human being. I think pointing out spermatized was the winning blow. You're right. Thank you, brother. The guy was just confused on like his resources. So really, there was no point that he actually won. Like be fair. I'm going mute. It's a nice day today, so we got some background noise and we just acting niggardly. Okay. Okay. So anyway, yep. 5th grade, 3rd grade comprehension. These guys don't have. All right. So this is Eric Muhammad. So this is again this information. So I'm gonna call in and check them. So here we go.
All right, Unbiased Sports is on the call. What's going on?
Peace. Assalamu alaikum to Sanetta and brother Eric.
Yes, sir.
Chat.
Salam, sir.
Panel. Okay, so brother,
Alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hey, let go. My son got my note. All right, so brother Eric, I got a few questions. Some might humor you, some might, make you think. So the first question is, you don't believe our eyebrows was like our hair originally, do you?
That's the Minister Farrakhan joint that he came up with.
Yeah, that's that again now.
I said you don't believe.
What about our eyebrows? What about them?
You don't believe originally our hair was straight like our eyebrows before we went to the wilderness of Africa or the jungles?
You ask. I think I know what you're asking me. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the origin of our pinky hair goes back 50,000 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, that was just like a little humorous question there. But I wanted to ask you this. You said that the Bible was tampered. And I wanted to ask you, is there a particular translation, or are you saying the original ancient manuscript was tampered?
No, I'm saying that the original Bible, no problem with it whatsoever. But once it was given to the white race, they started tampering with it, taking some truth out of it, adding falsehood into it. The original scripture of the Bible, I have no problem with. What the white man has done to it, that's what I have a problem with.
Okay, if that was my only question, I would have been like, the original text of the Bible, where is it? Has man ever seen it? Is there a copy of it? I should have said something like that, but I didn't feel like going down that rabbit hole. I had a couple of questions lined up. I just wanted to get off my chest. I heard you say that you guys taught or converted people to Islam through the Bible. Yes, what do you think about Orthodox Islam? They didn't really use the Bible to convert blacks to Islam. They used the Quran.
Right. Orthodox Islam, or what we call Old World Islam. I'm only answering the question, what do I think about?
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so this question was a follow-up of what Sanetta asked him. He said, you guys read the Bible a lot to be Muslims. And then he said, well, we read the Bible to convert black folks into Islam because black folks are stuck in Christianity. So their excuse to read the Bible is we got to go into the books that they're into. So my counter was, that logic is stupid, because Orthodox Muslims, they have the same dilemma as you. They're trying to reach black folks who are in Christianity. but they don't go into Christianity to pull them out. They introduce the Quran. So it's like your reason for reading the Bible, it contradicts the reason for why the Orthodox Muslims don't read the Quran. I mean, don't read the Bible. They don't read it because they don't believe it's necessary to convert a Christian to Islam. But so like their understanding for reading the Bible over the Quran to convert black folks is just stupid. And this is why most people that know better know that they're really Islamic Christians.
Old world Islam is an Islam that was ruled by white
So I have no idea what this answer is about.
We had our good days in it. We've had some pretty bad.
I just wanted him to respond to, brother, you don't need to read the Bible to convert blacks to Islam. You can read the Quran like the other Muslims do. So like you're just wasting time. You're putting a heavy burden on your shoulders. You go into the Bible, don't know it. So you gotta know some type of Hebrew or Greek or follow some type of scholarship to understand what's being communicated. And then you gotta go to the Quran and you gotta learn Arabic and the same thing all over again. Like it's just a wild burden you putting yourself to complete a task, and it's unnecessary. As I said, I keep reiterating that other Muslims, to convert people to Islam, they just bring the Quran. As a matter of fact, their spiritual leader, Elijah Muhammad, said you just hold up a clean glass of water to the dirty glass of water. So Eric Muhammad eyes and Elijah Muhammad eyes, Christianity was a dirty glass of water, and they believe Islam was the clean glass. So brother, if y'all really believe that, why would you drink out of the dirty glass of water to show blacks, say, hey, look, I'm drinking it too, when it's no good? If it's no good, we don't drink it. We just hand you the clean glass. Hey, brother, don't drink that. Sister, don't drink that. This is more nourishing. Let me give you the clean glass of cup. Let me give you the clean Bible, the clean scripture. Let me give you the Quran. That was supposed to be their approach, but they go into the Bible because they really don't know the Quran. Like, that's why the Islamic world don't respect them at all.
Bad days in it as well.
Astaghfirullah.
But the old world Islam is not strong enough to lift the black man in America out of the condition that the white man of America has put the black man in. Like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, because we were reared by the devil in his hell, it takes an awful, powerful teacher to get us up out of it. Orthodox Islam is not an awful, powerful teaching that can get us out of this condition. But the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad have proven to be that which can get us up out of this condition. We just got to stop arguing with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad with what we get from the white man. Stop taking the white man's foolishness and arguing with the messenger. And we'll be all right.
Two more questions. So before I ask 2 questions, let me read some chat. Hey, Mitch, Tacoma Russell, peace. Mega Man, you dig? So let me read some. So Mega Man said, congrats on the victory. Wasn't there to watch it live and vote, but knew you would get the W. Thanks, bro. I think pointing out spermatosis was winning blow. It takes a 5TG. I don't know what that means. And showing Joseph and Mary both went to be cat. Yeah, that was big. So both what you're saying is big. That's why I say when you debate the One West Israelites, when it comes to the virgin birth, you have to take away seed from them. You have to let everybody know seed does not mean sperm. I mean, it can mean in certain contexts, but in the passages that they use, seed does not mean sperm in 0 of those passages. In any of them, it doesn't mean sperm. So you got to point that out if you want to do damage against the One West guys with the virgin birth. So if Christ died for your sins and then he got his life back, how did he die for your sins? Well, I think what it's talking about, Russell, your past, it's talking about their past sins, because I believe the way it is that I believe the Israelites are being cursed by the actions of their forefathers. So, and then when they have kids, those sins of the past is still following everybody else. So I think Christ died. So the people today, and at that time, they could be relieved of that burden of sin that was never their own. So it's like if you owe money on a house and you lose the house in a judgment, whatever, bankruptcy, you file bankruptcy. So imagine like you pass that, you die, you never pay it off, but you pass that debt to your kid. So your kid starts off life with this $100,000 loan, $200,000 loan on their back, plus their college loan. You know what I mean? Plus they can't get out because they got to pay this house off. They don't even have access to. So I think somebody dying for that loan will say, okay, all you guys don't got to pay back these loans because it was never yours initially. So you have a restart at your own debt. So I think that's how that went. Question and a comment. So next, Sanetta asked you about black on black crime, and you said black bodies, white head. But do you think white? It's a little nice today. So you got the young dusty Negroes out here riding the dirt bikes, and some of y'all got to use your brain. Oh, they gentrifying, or they relocating blacks. Yes, nobody wants to live around you. The destruction, the litter, the noise pollution. No, we don't. I don't want to live around that. So if I don't want to live around it, if I'm trying to move away from Negroes, why would other races want to embrace you? No, they're like, yo, listen, we don't know you from them, so we want to keep away from all y'all. I mean, you can't really. That's like us with racist cops. Like, listen, I don't know if you're a good cop or he's a bad cop. I just rather not interact with none of y'all because I can't tell. So they feel the same way in reverse, man. All right, dirt bike, dusty niggas riding. White people are black bodies, or white bodies blackhead because they were taught to do their evil by Yakub. Hold on. Bodies white head, but do you think white people are black bodies, or white bodies blackhead because they were taught to? Why is it not going to do their evil?
The life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad have proven to be that which can get us up out of this condition. We just got to stop arguing with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad with what we get from the white man. Stop taking the white man's foolishness and arguing with the messenger. And we'll be all right.
Two more questions and a comment. So next, Sanetta asked you about black on black crime, and you said black bodies, white head. But do you think white people are black bodies, or white bodies blackhead because they were taught to do their evil by Yakub?
You make a very, very interesting point, actually, my good brother. Yes, sir.
All right. So, little background, Brother Eric Muhammad, he really gives nobody credit for asking him questions. So I wasn't expecting that. So when he gave me credit for giving him a tough question, I was like, okay, there's progression. All right, let me just send this Facebook link to a brother who's interested in hearing some of this with Eric Muhammad. Some people are less interested to hear my Hebrew Israelite information, and some people are more interested in my Nation of Islam information. So let me just send this. Eric Muhammad link since I'm tackling Eric Muhammad. Okay. All right, we're back.
Our lessons teach
that's a good question. I like that.
Yes, it is. I think we need to give him a ding on that one. Our lessons teach us that.
You see, so to be a good debater, period, whether it's official, like official business, lawyer, you know, those type of avenues, like you have to be a great listener and you have to be able to comprehend the information that you're coming across and that was coming across from their side. So I can ask these guys great questions because I understand their doctrine very well. And I understand their aims and purposes with their doctrine, like what they're trying to do with it. Even when they misrepresent history and the Bible and the Quran, like I understand even what they're doing with that, like why they're even doing it for that reason. You dig? So now I'm able to ask a great question based upon their understanding of their world views. So the other brother in the bottom left, he wasn't so. Brother Reggie, when he called in, it wasn't the same. Cause like they don't really understand the guy that's in front of them. So I never was trying to hint to Brother Reggie. So the questions don't come off as genuine, sincere, and they don't come off as sensical to the person you're asking the question to. So they get confused and it becomes a argument. So that's what happened with Brother Reggie before me and this guy right here after me. So look, I asked him a tough question and he can't answer. And it's like really embarrassing him, but he still give me credit. Watch, he ain't gonna really answer it.
That's a good question.
You make a very, very interesting point, actually, my good brother. Yes, sir. Our lessons teach
that's a good question. I like that.
Yes, it is. I think I think we need to give him a ding on that one. Our lessons teach us that Musa taught the white man how to build a home for himself, how to live a respectful life, and some of the forgotten technology that Yaqub taught him, which was devilishment, telling lies, stealing, and how to master the original man. So your question does have an application to it. At the end of the day, the teaching of devilishment came from a black man. It came through the white man, but it came from a black man. The white racist father is an original.
Let me let my son inside. He want to get inside.
Black man who was a scientist by the name of Yaqub, born 20 miles outside of the holy city Mecca in the year 8400. So there is a particular application to your saying, and I would characterize it like this: the white man knows more about us than we know about ourselves, and we got to change that dynamic. The white race knows. I'm not talking about the ignorant ones. Like Dr. Khalid used to say, you got a 5%, a 10%, and an 85% in every segment of the population. And the 5% among white people know that the black man is God and that the white man is the devil. They know it.
Yeah, that was interesting that you said white people know more about us than ourselves, because that led me right to this next question.
Yes, sir.
So it's gonna be a little tough, maybe. So
Okay.
during self-creation of Allah, right? He started off as an atom. There are over 100 atoms. Which atom you believe he was?
There is no particular atom that I believe he was. I
Well,
don't count atoms.
he would be the first atom, right?
Say that.
Creation of Allah, right?
And the 5% among white people know that the black man is God and that the white man is the devil.
Love joy.
They know it.
Yeah, that was interesting that you said white people know more about us than ourselves, because that led me right to this next question.
Yes, sir.
So it's gonna be a little tough, maybe. So
Okay.
during self-creation of Allah, right? He started off as an atom. There are over 100 atoms. Which atom you believe he was?
There is no particular atom that I believe he was. I
Well,
don't count atoms.
He would be the first atom, right?
Say that again.
Wouldn't he be the first atom?
Would he be the first atom?
Right. There's a over 100. So the first atom would be helium.
Who is to say that 78 trillion years ago there were 100 atoms, and this is the particular atom? I don't mean any disrespect by laughing, but my assistant minister's laughing and he's making me laugh. Cut it out. Who is to say that there were 100 atoms 78 trillion years ago, and there was one out of that 100 that Allah created him from? What you would basically be doing is asking me to answer that question in a way that contradicts question number 9 of the student enrollment. What is the birth record of the said Nation of Islam? The said Nation of Islam has no, or question number 10, has no birth record. It has no beginning nor ending. No one has a record of Allah's creation. No one has a record of it. So since no one has a record of it, how could I tell you whether the atom he used was helium or something else? No one has a record of that, brother.
We got to rely on a white man. He knows more about us than ourselves.
He doesn't know that, though.
So
white man can't tell us that, though.
So I had a comment, and this is for the youth. So Sinetta, the first question was, all right. Oh, one of his questions was, okay. So that's it on that. But it's almost like most of my questions he didn't understand, or maybe he's on the spot. It kind of like went over his head. Or maybe he did understand. He just couldn't, answer. He got to sound smart. So I was saying, brother, if you believe in your doctrine, in their doctrine, they believe this ice cream truck blasting music is like really like causing my ADD to like go crazy. Oh God. These little fat little kids just eating this ice cream up. All right. So they believe that their God self-created. Right, he was self-created. He created himself through, but his starting point was an atom. They call it the atom of life. Elijah Muhammad brags about being a third-grade dropout. So obviously, a third-grade dropout is not going to know. I can't even lean back like Fat Joe. I'm trying to lean back. So obviously, a third-grade dropout isn't going to know about an atom, right? And they definitely ain't going to know what atoms are and how many there are. So when he came up with that third-grade doctrine of their Allah starting his existence from the atom of life, they had no idea that there's over 100 atoms, one, and then they had no idea that there was a first atom. So I'm asking him, if your Allah was the atom of life, which atom was he? And that question is really rhetorical. It's a gotcha question because the answer is self-evident. He would have to be the first atom. All the atoms didn't come about. We didn't find all the atoms in space. We found some atoms right after the Big Bang, and then the other atoms right here on Earth. Okay, so it was not like they all just appeared at the same time. So when he's talking about 78 trillion years, brother, there was no atoms at that time. I think you just had like matter and antimatter at that time, 78 trillion years, if that was even a time. But I'm just going off his doctrine. If there was a time of 78 trillion years, then there was no atoms like that. You just had matter and antimatter clash into each other. Yeah, go. You had you had that going. Hope I could be heard. But yeah. So, brother, your atom will have to be the first atom. And the first atom is like, it's supposed to be helium. So your Allah was helium. But he confessed that the white man knows about them than they do about themselves. And I was just saying, yeah, this is another case in point where the white man knows more about you than yourself. The white man knows which atom of life your God was, and you don't. It was helium. Okay, so anyway, let's get out of there. And let's go to the recap of the debate.
Screen. I'm gonna just share my entire screen because I'm gonna show some things here.
Man, I just wish like hell in the year 4000 and some change, 4024, black folks finally like understand what life is about. It's a little nice day and everybody just acting right back into their niggerly behavior.
Dude, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen. Your screen is up and your screen is ready. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready now. So what I have here is the scriptures. He said I wouldn't address the seed scriptures. This debate is not about seed in the sense.
Pause your time, Captain. I pause your time.
Okay.
Can you make it a little bigger, your words,
Yeah,
or no? Because they real tiny on the screen.
Okay, let me see if I can make it bigger.
Okay, there you go. All right. I stopped your time. I'm gonna start the time all over.
Okay, no problem.
All right, you got 15 minutes. Go ahead, brother.
No problem. So he starts here with, I will put enmity between thee and the woman and between thy seed and her seed to make it seem like a woman can have seed. He then also referenced Rebecca, which is right here, and said, thou art our sister, be thou mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate. Seed is just slang or another word for a child. That's all that means.
So now I don't know if Captain just slow or yo, so we got 2 different ice cream trucks. This is just amazing. Yeah, there's literally an ice cream truck over there, and there's one over there. Same location, just blasting music together. You can't make this up. Got one over there, both blasting the same music together. I know he mad as hell. Like, yo, that's my money. And this would cause those ice cream wars. Yeah. Remember at one point, like that was like a solid business plan for like people in the urban community. Yeah, man, you get an ice cream truck and like, yeah, look at the bubble. Yo, get it, start, kick it, yay, come. You got me with this. These bubbles cold as hell. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, it's like nobody can make money now. Oh, yeah, but that was like a solid business plan growing up. Like, yeah, get an ice cream truck and you. It's like, really? Like, that's going to be the way we generate generational wealth? Like, anyway, Captain with the seed thing. He said seed is slang 4 children. So this is what I mean by eisegesis. Like, dude, you just made that up. That's the actual definition for seed. It's not slang, Cap. It's the actual definition. What time is it? He's just sleepy. Yeah, it's near his bedtime. Nap time. There you go. Wow, yeah. It's right there. I wish I could just turn it. That's just crazy, man. Damn, ice cream. All right. And like it's like they just parked here. Like, what are you making that much money? Yeah, they just sitting here blasting music. Can y'all hear it? All right, let me put them in a crib. No. If these bubbles upset you this much, nah, that's it. Give me a second. Yo, this ice cream truck is still here. Like, what you live there? Like, yo, what the? It can't be that many kids. Yeah, this ice cream truck is really like pissing me off. Do I have a spider in my coffee? Yeah, this ice cream truck is really like, yeah, how long has it been sitting there? Disgusting ass inferior ice cream. It can't be that many fat little Spanish kids out there. It had to break down. Like, did he just pull up at his is that the office of the ice cream? Yeah, this thing is so annoying, man. Let me go on mute as I play Captain. This is anyway. So Captain said seed or slang means children. I mean, he's live with a straight face. So guys like Captain Tazaryach, these One West guys, like they pick and choose when they rely on resources, Bible tools. They pick and choose. They can like read one paragraph. If the first part makes sense to them and agrees with them, they believe. And the second half of the paragraph, a third, the three parts of the paragraph does not agree with them, they'll act like the other parts don't matter. So we got some more poppies out here blasting that boss. Oh my god. So we got the Negroes riding around with the noise with dirt bikes. We got the poppies blasting the little salsa songs. I'm telling you, the two worst ethnicities to live amongst are black folks, which is what I am, and Hispanics, because they are both noisy people, man. Niggas, they down with DTP, disturbing the peace all day long. All right, let's go, Cat, with your line.
So when you see this between thy seed and her seed, it's just seen between that child and her child. Doesn't mean that she have seed because he went to Genesis 38 and 9.
Yo, did he just say her is a possessive pronoun? He just said that doesn't mean her seed when it's just said her seed. Listen to this.
And says millions and let thy seed possess the gate. Seed is just slang or another word for a child. That's all that means. So when you see this between thy seed and her seed, it's just seen between that child and her child. Doesn't mean that she have seed because he went.
Brother, yeah. Yeah, I gotta make a skit of this. He just read her seed with possessive pronoun. That means it's her seed. And then he said it doesn't mean it's her seed when it says her seed. If I say it's his gun, that's his gun. Nah, his don't mean his gun. It just means a gun is there. But why would I say it's his gun if it's just a gun there? It's not his. If it's not his, I'll say it's not his gun, or I'll just say there's a gun there. But if I believe it's his gun, I will say it's his gun. Like Captain, you crazy.
Seed in her seed, art our sister, be thou mother of thousands of millions and let thy seed possess the gate. Seed is just slang or another word for a child. That's all that.
He said, Lieutenant, hey, I'm telling y'all, it's still here blasting music. It's here. It's still here blasting music. I mean, it's yeah. You know what? No, I gotta go look. I gotta go look. I gotta see if that line is that long. Give me a second. I just gotta go look. All right, so it wasn't that his line was that long. It's that some of these Spanish folks was making them wait long as hell as they go gather some more change from the house. God damn. But nah, but Spanish folks, y'all be doing y'all kids bad, man. Kids be like 3 years old, ice cream, chips, cookies. Like I think black women are the second obese. I think Hispanics are number one, but I don't know if they're documented. That's why they don't recount. But nah, trust me, Hispanics, y'all got that on lock. It'll be especially child obesity. Shit. All right. So okay, he's leaving for me. God damn. Oh my God. Oh my, give me a damn headache. Look at these big ass women. You know you're supposed to burn off more calories than you put in, or at least burn off the calories you took in, so you can stay your same weight. All right, let's go, Cat.
That means. So when you
yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah. So you heard this guy? He's reading. It says her seed, but then he gives a definition. It means child, but he says slang, and then he says it doesn't mean it's her seed. Like this is, we gotta do a shorts for this, a YouTube short for this. This is wild.
Rebecca, which is right here, and said, "Thou art our sister, be thou mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate." See,
but going forward, I'm gonna try to make my shorts the original audio because I do a lot of screen sharing because my Mac, but my Windows I actually got software that can capture the actual, intended audio, the original audio.
seed is just slang or another word for a child. That's all that means. So when you see this between thy seed and her seed, it's just seen between that child and her child. Doesn't mean that she have seed because he went to Genesis 38:9 and says in '09 knew that the seed should not be his. If the woman had her own seed, why did he bring up the levirate law when a man dies without a seed? His brother or relative has to carry seed for him.
Captain, that's because a man can have seed and the woman can have seed, and they be sharing the seed, bro. Like you have a mother and father. If they have a kid, that's his seed, that's her seed. Captain, you're under this strange doctrine where seed means sperm. I'm not under that doctrine. I'm saying the woman has a child, the man has a child with her. It is called their child. And she can say, hey, she can say it's our child in the conversation, or she can say my child. But when she say my child, it doesn't mean it's not his child anymore. So when it says her seed, brother, that I'm not showing it's not Adam's. The hell's wrong with this guy? When it says Rebecca's seed, I'm not showing it's not Isaac. Captain, bro, you just took that, jumped out the window. Because you're stuck with the seed doctrine, the Paul's doctrine.
It shouldn't matter, because if that's his wife, it's going to be that seed of that mother regardless. The whole point of having a levirate law is if a man dies without a child, a male child at that, the brother raises up child for him. So I don't know why he brought this up, because when he brought up Tamar, that's the proof that a woman carries the seed. So yes, it's her seed, but
now it's her seed. So now the woman's, yeah, I'm totally confused. So now you're agreeing that the woman does carry the seed. All right. Put the link in the chat. Peace, LJ. Hey, that's a link for you guys. You can help me. My son, he went to sleep, so you guys can definitely join right now. Let me put the phone number in there. I want to build with you guys. I don't want to steal the show. So I watch a lot of other podcasters like this, Sam Shimon, these guys, and I never really see them with other people like collaborating. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if they open to it or they want to just get all the credit. I don't know. But I'm not trying to steal off the show. Let me get the phone number. Here's the meeting ID. So call in, participate with me. And yo, everybody got a tongue twister word. That word, participate, oh my God. Like I gotta concentrate to say it correctly. I just can't say it. It's gonna be wrong every time. So especially in speaking engagements or debates, I avoid even saying it. All right, so that's the phone number. That's the link. Hit the link. Call in. Let's break this down together. Let's laugh together.
the seed comes from the man. The man plants the seed in the woman gives birth to the.
Oh, he just used the word seed and child interchangeably. So he just said the woman's seed, the woman can carry seed, talking about a child, fetus. And now he's saying the man's seed, the man plants something in a woman, bro. How does a man plant a fetus in a woman, bro? So let me bring it back to this. This guy said, man plants the seed. Listen, this is Ecclesiastes, chapter 11, verse 5. It says, as thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb. Captain, the man plants nothing. The man doesn't plant nothing in her, brother. They come together and then something grows inside of her. And what's growing inside of her is the seed. It's called a seed in the belly. And when it comes out, it's called the seed. Okay? Because that's just how, figuratively, that's what seed is. It's a human being. It could be before it's born or after it's born. So it's still the seed of man. And when they say man, seed of man, that's the seed. We're talking about Old English. That doesn't mean man. It means mankind, like Adam and Eve. Adam, they both were called Adam because it means man. So is Eve a man, or man just encapsulates man and women, men and women? Oh boy. So, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with seed. So you could put seed right here. It's interchangeable. You could say, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with seed, with child. I don't know why it's so difficult, but we do know. They're indoctrinated badly, in a bad way.
The child, and the child is born. So whether you call it her seed or his seed at that point, it doesn't matter. It's where the seed starts. Terrible job. Even when he was running down that.
He said where the seed starts, brother. He just indicted me saying Eve had the seed without man. And now he's saying the man has seed without woman. So he's doing the reverse of immaculate conception. He's saying a man can have a baby without the woman. That's what seed is. Seed is the actual baby. So man's seed. So you're arguing for immaculate conception for the man.
Lineage. Now, Ruth was not a Moabite. She was just an Israelite living in Moab. But look what it
I wasn't going to argue that dumbness.
Does. In Matthew 1, it says, and Judas begat Pharez and Zerah of Thamar. Then when he brings up Ruth, the part that he's not bringing out is that when it says, and Salmon begat Boaz of Rechab, and Boaz begat Obed of Ruth, it's mentioning the men. He only mentioned the women. Why is it mentioning the men? Because all of them connect back to David. So I just pause my time. I just want to make sure that my PowerPoint can be seen because you was bringing up the visual. Can it be seen pretty clear here or no? Do I need to make it bigger?
Yeah, you see it? Your time is 13 minutes.
Okay, no problem.
All
so
right.
now, when it comes to this particular debate, what we have to look at is the prophecy which he started. This is about the prophecy of Christ. Does it come through Mary or Joseph? He brought up the word virgin, which I'm going to break down and kill in a second. And it's not just going to be my words. It's going to be within the scriptures. So now in 2 Samuel 7:12, it says, and when thy days be fulfilled and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up seed after thee. Even by his own words, that seed has to come from a male. If that husband and wife died without a male seed, the brother raises up seed for the father. He brought Genesis 38 up, which proves that this seed is talking about what a man implants into a woman. So now it says, I will set up seed which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. Verse 14 says, I will be his father, and he shall be my son, meaning every son of David is the Lord's son. That's what the text say. So even Christ being the son of God is not enough to just be the son of God, because Exodus 4:22, we're all sons of God. You have to be the son or seed of David. That's a part of the prophecy. It says, I will be his father and he shall be my son. Now, when you go to Romans 1:3, this says, concerning his son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. That whole exegete, man, I ain't trying to be that smart. Christ said, I'm glad he kept this from the wise and prudent and gave it to babes. So when he says, read it as is, it says, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. That word seed in the Greek is sperm, or sperma in Greek, which is sperm, because everybody knew how he had to be born. If I go to Acts 2:29, this is what the Lord said. It says, men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, that he is both dead and buried, and his sepulchre is with us unto this day. Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that God had swore an oath to him that the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh, he would raise up Christ to sit on the throne. So now if he modifies this and says now it's just about the woman, then he has to show where the oath that the Lord swore to David changed to where now it's only going to be a woman, because this is in the New Testament that they're saying the Lord swore an oath that the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh, he would raise up Christ to sit on the throne. I ain't exegeting. I'm reading it like he reading it. I just know what common sense is. So now let me see. Do I want to come up here? So now when we have that understanding, if I go to John 1:45, it says, Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, we have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets did write. Why is that important when it says Moses and the law and the prophets did write? Because what Moses said about about Christ was in Deuteronomy 18:18. When it says, I would raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto thee. So he's raising up a prophet from among the brothers. He's not raising up a magic Superman that don't have the ability to sin. That type of man is not what the Lord told David. The Lord told David it would be his son. So now it says, Philip findeth Nathanael, and saith unto him, we have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. That's not, I ain't saying nothing. The text say the son of Joseph. I thought I had to go to the scripture, but it's right here. Let's go more. Luke 4:22. And all bear him witness and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is this not Joseph's son? Now here's what he unbiased and those that believe that Joseph is.
So he kind of just like body bag himself, because isn't Christ also called the son of David? But is he the actual son of David? Isn't he also called the son of Abraham? But he's gonna be dirt by dust niggas again. But is he the son of Abraham? So we see that the word son is thrown around loosely in the Bible. It doesn't mean that's your biological father, my boy. It's a relationship between man and son, or man and man. It's a relationship, not necessarily something biological. Moses was called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. So if that is blood mother, or if that's a relationship between Moses and his Pharaoh's daughter. And this is why I don't like time debates, because I really couldn't. I could have did way better. When I say way better, I mean I'm happy with what I did. I'm saying way better. I mean I wanted to bring out more information. That's what I mean by way better. I wanted to bring out more, and I couldn't. I didn't have an opportunity to do that. But that's what I'm talking about. That the son relationship doesn't mean you're the son. You even got sons by law, father-in-law, daughter-in-law. So are you the son still? No, it's a relationship that calls you the son, father, mother, brother, sister.
Is not the father would have to be saying is that Jesus is the biggest lie in the New Testament, because the prophets believe that this.
Yeah, so LJ said, and he said Deuteronomy 18:18 was directed to Moses. Yeah, so like did they pick and choose when because they would say 2 Samuel 7 verse 12, that's to Christ, and it's not to Solomon. But then they'll say Isaiah 7:14. So in other words, 2 Samuel 7 verse 12, they say they're gonna skip past Solomon and go all the way down to Christ. But in Isaiah 7:14, they don't want to consider that the same way. They want to say, no, this was fulfilled now. It doesn't go to Christ. It's like, oh, all right. They just pick and choose what is extended to who. That's called eisegesis.
This was the actual son of Joseph. The people believe that this was the son of Joseph. We just read Acts.
Okay, when he say the people, right? You gotta be careful. That's a definite article. Brother, what people? You can't just throw it out there. You can't just say the people, because now that gives the impression as though everybody believed that he was the son of Joseph. The people means everybody, the people of Christ. So that's very disingenuous. You could say some people, but I would say very few people believe that. Or let me say this. Maybe a lot of people believe that, but I'm gonna say in the Bible, very few people express that. That's what I want to say. Because if you have a husband, wife, and baby, it's common thought to say, hey, that's his baby. So I'm sure many people will believe that. But in the Bible, that was not expressed by many people. That was expressed by a few people. It was more expressed that he was the son of God. That was more expressed than he was the son of Joseph in the Bible. So, but he's lying by he said the people. Like we say the people, like who? And then you got to be more specific. The people that the people in the Bible that expressed that Christ was the son of Joseph, these were also known as disbelievers. So I would ask Captain, like, what believer said he's the son of Joseph?
The second chapter.
But even then, you can't get caught up on that, because son is just a relationship. So in a sense, we kind of agree, like, yeah, he was the son of Joseph in a sense, as far as a relationship, but he was not the son of Joseph, like biologically. So even that, you got to like, you go that day ice cream truck. So this guy, what's your route, my boy? Just up and down the street? You don't want to go nowhere else and see who else need ice cream? Man, he just know those fat kids.
That the Lord swore to.
He just know those fat kids want more ice cream. They do. So you just stay. That just unbelievable, man. He must be at a green light, a red light. Oh, yeah, so I offered to talk to Captain again on his channel. He damn sure he'll never come over here. But matter of fact, if he wants to talk about it again, he got to come over here. I won't. You know, I'm tired of not having home field advantage.
David an oath that from the fruit of his loins, that's where Christ came from. So everybody is, excuse me, Mary, Joseph, God, the angels, all got these prophets believing a lie. All of them. Because they're saying this is Joseph's son, John 6:42. And they said, is this not Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it that he said, I came down from heaven? Which is going to be very interesting for him to answer, because No matter what way you say he was born, he came out of a womb. So he didn't just come down from heaven and land on earth. He came out as a baby.
Oh my God, brother. Yeah. So I mean, so at this point, he's not under the impression that Christ was in heaven before he came through Mary. Like he's under the impression that, I mean, yeah. So at that point, he's like inconsiderate of the thoughts about Jesus out there, because some people believe the Father actually came down himself, but some people say the Son is separate. But it wouldn't even matter, because they will agree that whatever spirit came through to create Jesus came from heaven. It didn't originate from earth. So earth, when it says the spiritual and the earthly, brother, the earthly is man on woman relationship coming together and a child coming up, because man and woman comes from Adam, which is the dirt. So when he say Jesus was sent down, that's showing that he did not come after Adam. He came down. So the same, so yeah, he came down into a womb. Adam was dirt compiled, and the breath of life blown into it and made Adam a walking, living soul with the shell of dirt, whatever. So it's two different interests. Like Jesus Christ's interest to earth was different than anybody else. Nobody else had that same interest to earth. So it's like just a lot of just like I said, antics, semantics, trying to revise history in the Bible.
Galatians 4:4. It says, but when Jesus,
I really wanted to get that Galatians 4:4. I really want to get them on that one. But again, the question and answer in period was so, it needed to be longer. It was so, because you got to consider, I watch debates. All I do is watch debates. And the question and answer is always just as long as the actual debate. Because I'm going to ask a question, you're going to answer it, I'm going to disagree, you're going to disagree with my disagree, and then after that, we can move on. But it can't be ask you a question, you give your answer, then I say, hey, that's wrong. You say, no, it's not, and then we just move on. It's like, yeah, I want to prove how that's the wrong answer, because there is a poll here. I need to win. And I need to win the people's minds, right? So I got to be able to express how he's wrong and what's actually right. It can't be, no, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm wrong. That's not how it goes. So like, I wanted more of that going on. And we needed, that's why the format should have been like, he has like maybe three main questions. I have three main questions. And then that's 6 questions total. And in that question period, he can drill me so many rounds for that one question, because again, we could just give a vague answer and just say, hey, that's not gonna work.
when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his own son.
Chat says, LJ says, my favorite was when he claimed that was supposed son of Joseph, referring to Joseph being supposed son of Eli. That made me laugh. Yeah. See, and I couldn't even tackle that stuff. I want to be like, oh, so there's a genealogy that's not through blood, and it's accepted. So why you guys act like genealogies are through blood? Why y'all focus on blood, begot, when you can have a genealogy and you're not part of it in the begotten way or blood way? This guy, and they're so against adoption. It's like, yo, according to Captain, Joseph was adopted into the genealogy in Luke 3. Just madness, man. Just madness.
Made of a woman, because he better not do what I think he's going to do in Matthew's, the 1st chapter. Made of a woman under the law. We're all made of a woman. Here we go. Verily I say unto you. This is Matthew 11:11, Christ's words. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, that's what you call a body bag. Born of women, we're all born of women. They have not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
Body bag would be
notwithstanding, that's a different subject. So now here it is. He's talking about John the Baptist being born of a woman.
I got him.
Keep going. I did those. So now, here we go. All I'm doing is laying down scriptures. Now, we just read about Joseph being the father of Christ, the seed of David Christ having to come from the seed of David. Romans 1:3 says sperm, says sperma in the Greek, which is sperm, according to the flesh. 2 Timothy 2:8. Remember that Jesus Christ is the seed of David. That Jesus Christ of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to the gospel. Again, seed of David. Doesn't say seed of a woman. Doesn't say seed of Mary. Doesn't say none of that. Here's another one. Hebrews 2:16. But now remember, he said I have to answer what he said. I'm answering everything that he's saying, and I'm just reading the text as is. Let's see if he does the same. For verily,
15-minute rant, because he says he's answering and he just spitting out random answers that I don't believe is the answer, and I don't believe you guys believe is the answer. If I'm able to hold him on that, hold him accountable on these answers, he just could say it. It's an answer and then he's saying a bunch of passages. And each passage I disagree with. And so that means that we got to go over these passages, and that could be 5-10 minutes in itself, each passage. It's not like, yo, don't allow him to say a whole bunch of scriptures because without me contesting.
he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Now he's taking on another seed. How is he taking on this seed? Wherefore, in all things, not some things, in all things, it behooved him. Let me just make sure I highlight. See if he does the same. For verily, he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Now he's taking on another seed. How is he taking on this seed? Wherefore, in all things, not some things, in all things, it behooved him. Let me just make sure I highlight this. It behooved him to be made like unto his brethren. He has to answer that. Because if it behooved him to be made like his brothers, why is he making Christ be born outside or not like his brothers? And here's why he wanted to be made like his brothers, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. For in that he himself have suffered being tempted, he is able to secure them that are tempted. Romans 8:3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh. Because remember, the whole reason they say God had to make Mary pregnant is to make to make Christ be sinless. But Mary was a sinner too. Mary was born in the same flesh. Unless you're going to tell me Mary was born immaculately too, because that's the only way that this is going to work. There is no point for Christ being born through Mary if Mary got the same flesh that we all got. Because if it's about sinful flesh, Mary was in that same sinful flesh. God sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh. Verse 6, this is John 7:42. Have not the scriptures said that Christ cometh of the seed of David? This is what everybody knew. You notice he said he didn't want me to flood with no scriptures. So what did he want me to do? Talk like him? The scriptures say let God be true and every man a liar. So he has to answer the scriptures. All I'm doing is reading the scriptures, breaking down the scriptures. So he has to touch the scriptures that I'm pulling. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. How much time I got, Sal, if you don't mind me asking?
You got 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to start here. This is Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Why do I have the Zondervan Bible Dictionary? We're going to talk about this word virgin. Now, I didn't write none of this because he said I'm an exegete, eisegete, whatever that nonsense is. I didn't write this. But this is the word virgin. Isaiah 7:14. First of all, if you're going to use Isaiah 7:14, Isaiah 7:14 happens in Isaiah the 8th chapter as well. And that's a man and a woman having sex.
I mean, come on, man. Like, let's be real now. How many claims that he make in his 15 minutes? Like about 20. Romans 1:3, Hebrews 2:16, 2 Samuel 7, right here when Isaiah 7. And this just his argument, let alone what he responded from what I said. So he went to Matthew 1:5. He went to Galatians 4:4. I mean, like, look at what's on my plate now. And so I gotta respond to that, plus produce my own argument. So, and now now we're at Zondervan Illustrated Bible Dictionary. Now I gotta respond to this. So look what's on my plate. And it's like I'm trying to write stuff down, but trying to listen. And when I write stuff down, I don't like it because I'm like doodling. So I can't really read it. So it was like, okay, let me just try to remember whatever I can remember, and let me just debunk whatever I can remember. Like that's where it came down to. Like, let me just whatever I can remember, I'll just debunk. Whatever I forgot, oh well.
But Ahaz. So now, once you utilize that scripture, you can't say there's no sex involved because that's utilized in the very next chapter, in the 8th chapter. So now, the former term is rendered virgin in the standard lexicon, and this translation.
That's the problem E. Bizzle had yesterday that he like really foot shuffled out of. He was like, E. Bizzle, brother, you were totally confused on Isaiah 7. You said it was fulfilled, and now you at my mercy. And you try to get out of it. So you try to pull the emotional thing, right? where we supposed to argue. No, not gonna argue. I'm with you. Calm down. Then I'm gonna go back into Isaiah 7. So, Ibizzle, I don't know if you were like tired last night, but dude, you said Ahaz had went into the prophetess. Bro, I ain't never hear a bad argument like that. That's worse than anything One West ever produced. Brother, you said Ahaz went into the prophet. So when I said, brother, when it says me, who's this? You said Ahaz. Somebody, so Ahaz is talking to the Lord right now? So he ain't talking to Isaiah? So this ain't Isaiah talking? And like, I was just so confused because he was like 10 toes on it, but I guess he realized it's not Ahaz, it is Isaiah. Just say, yo, my fault. Yeah, it is Isaiah. But he was so far underwater that he just like, listen, I'm just gonna be a crocodile. I'm just, I'm gonna be a whale. I ain't coming up. I'm gonna be a great white shark. I'm gonna just stay under here. Ebezel, you got to make that right. You got to come back on this live stream and admit you were wrong. That Ahaz did not go into those damn prophecies, and if he did, this still wasn't the fulfillment of Isaiah 7:14, brother. So do the chat a due diligence, do yourself a due diligence, come back on here and apologize for that.
Does seem appropriate in many or even most passages. Moreover, the abstract cognate Batulam, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize, or Bathwala, a plural form, appears to indicate virginity. In Deuteronomy 22:14, it means evidence of virginity. But see, in Ezekiel 23:3 and 8 below, there are, however, several considerations that should be kept in mind. In a number of passages where Batulam or Bathwala occurs, nothing in the context suggests virginity is the factor under consideration, and thus rendering maiden or young woman is more appropriate. B, sometimes the word Bathwala, that's how I pronounce it, is accompanied by the comment that the woman or women in question had not had sexual relationships. That's how you know if it's about not having sex or if it's just a young woman. I'm going to go to the next slide. The second Hebrew term is Alma, which is what Isaiah 7:14 uses. The term Alma is clearly the feminine form of 86624, a young man. This factor affects our understanding of Alma in the most controversial passage, Isaiah 7:14, which traditionally has been translated, behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son. Now, this is in the Bible dictionary. Cap did not write this. The NRSV and other modern versions, however, use young woman in this passage because it has nothing to do with sex at all. Some have argued that if Isaiah had intended the meaning virgin, he would have used Bathwala instead, but clearly this argument does not work, for as noted above, Bathwala too often has a general meaning without a reference to sexual experience. On the other hand, it is a fair argument to say that if Isaiah had wanted to stress the woman's virginity, he had other means of doing so, a woman who has not known a man, as in Numbers 31 and 35. It may well be that Alma refers normally to a young woman of sexual maturity who is unmarried and therefore assumed to be a virgin. Now, here's an example of what they're saying that Isaiah could have done. In Genesis 24 and 16,
1 minute.
it's how many? What'd you say, Si?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Gotcha. Genesis 24 and 16. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin.
Right. So let me read. Okay. Dante, please let me read some. Born of woman and made of woman, not the same exactly. I'm oh boy. I just got here. Did you cover his usage of the church fathers? I didn't get a chance to, because like that was the very end. Like he likes to save that for the end. Like he likes to go into Luke chapter 3 at the end, and he likes to show that conspiracy theory with Joseph being the supposed son of Eli, which is like what LJ said. Like he did a switcher. I didn't even catch that. To be honest, LJ, I didn't even catch it. But LJ said that he made a switcheroo. Luke chapter 3, verse 23, it calls Jesus the supposed son of Joseph, but Captain upgraded it to mean Joseph is the supposed son of Eli. I mean, I caught it now. So if we ever do that again, I'm like, but that's his argument. Like nobody would say that, I don't believe. But Captain, so if we talk again, like, dude, so you believe the supposed son was Joseph, it wasn't Jesus. So arguing against Catholicism, not the Bible, that's what they do. They straw man, they do that a lot. This is another straw man. Yep. He machine gunned you with his, yeah. And I was trying to avoid that. I don't like that because I believe all of his arguments are bad. So I want to really make him never use them again. So like there's some arguments he said that I didn't have a chance to go back over And he might drop some, but he's gonna hold on to some because he believed I didn't address them. So he's gonna believe they had some type of validity. I wanted to address everything he was saying. Let me keep track of the time so I can wake my son up. And my laptop will be on this last leg. I'll probably go on the back. It's actually nice. It's like it gotta be 70 degrees. This something crazy. All right. Talking about drowning a shark. Right.
Neither had any man known her. You see that connotation? But they don't put that connotation with Isaiah 7:14 because the point.
Here's his problem. Because he'll say neither man known her means without sex now, but then he'll argue it meaning that in Luke 134, and he's confused about Matthew's 125 when it says he didn't know her. Like, so it's interesting when he used a resource to agree with that phrase and then go against it later. It's like hilarious.
Point of Isaiah 7:14 was that it was just a young woman. That's all that it meant. Now, when I get into my second round and go further, I'll tell you what they really think about the virgin birth or immaculate conception. We'll go into Matthew, the breakdown with Matthew, the breakdown with Luke, and we'll get into the lineages, and then we'll just finish crush this whole thing. But he got to respond to what I said. I yield.
I will. Right, so let me just.
All right, let's go.
All right, so let me just relocate myself. I gotta get my charger. So let me just give me a second. I'm going to be muting and pausing and blocking so I can maneuver without any background interference. All right, so give me like just like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna get my charger. I'm gonna stay outside. All right, had to change a diaper too. Oh boy. This is why I can never have a successful live stream because I got too much background stuff going on. I gotta disappear for 10 minutes. Live viewers be like, Shh, I'm out. But I ain't about to wait till he come back from this commercial. All right. So my hunger started to kick in. I got some tacos, some leftover stuff from yesterday. I love making tacos, man. I make tacos with the soft shell, the veggie wraps with the tomato or the avocado or the whole wheat. Oh, I love it like that. Okay, so I go in the I go in the back to go live, and some goddamn. That ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna go back inside. So my son is not going to sleep. Let me go back inside. It being that none of that's gonna work. I gotta go back. They're blasting some music, so I ain't gonna make it a good live stream. All right. Okay. We just do it this way.
So Unbiased Sports, get that PowerPoint up and running. We have completed the first round, moving into the second round, which is only 10 minutes. Would y'all prefer 15 again or 10? It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. Unbiased, unmute yourself.
If we do 15, then it just be after that. If we do another 15-minute round, and the third round should just be a back and forth between he and I. If we do 10 minutes,
because the 15 minutes, it went fast. Like it went fast for me. I know Cap was like that went fast. So another 15, and I'm with whatever format that Cap is.
Okay, so we'll do the 15, and then after that we'll go back and forth. Let's go.
Right. Okay. No
time will start when you.
See, but we didn't go back and forth. That back and forth was like short lived.
You start Unbiased Sports.
Okay.
So, up and running. You want to get that set up?
Yeah. Once you see it, you can start.
Okay, I see it. Time starts.
Okay, so Cap act like he ain't know why I was emphasizing on seed when it says Eve seed, Rebecca seed, Abraham seed, so I be a stranger, because he's alluding to you that seed means sperm. Cap, this is Romans 1:3. Which one of these words is sperm? You don't know. Okay, none of these words are sperm. Okay, so you got a word called descendants. It's spermatos. Okay, you can't read Greek. I can. So good luck with that. So there's no sperm here, bro. And spermatos in the Greek is descendants. This is why I was pointing out that Eve descendants, Abraham descendants. And when I went to Genesis 38, now Cap is going to be resilient. He's in the background going to Blue Letter looking at the root. Like, nah, it's just says sperma. In 6, it talked about he didn't want to raise up another seed for his brother as a child, my boy. Hey, okay, it's not. So let me go ahead and when I start saying my boy a lot, that means I'm upset. So EB was on one last night. Yeah, he was ready for smoke. They always say he went in her after angel came into him, but even the scripture says they're adding they didn't have sex. Yeah, exactly. Dude talked for 80 years and gave 95 verses. Yeah, that's when you're trying to have a real serious discussion. Like, just think about this. Like, if we're talking right now, we're actually disagreeing. Like, when two people are disagreeing, we're trying to resolve something. The last thing you want to do is make a whole bunch of arguments. Like, when you're disagreeing, you're trying to agree on one thing at a time. Who disagrees and say, hey, man, I got a list of things to say to you? It's like, I hope you ain't trying to reconcile because it's over. You disagree with too much. Okay. Some DNA. So it's an actual living, breathing thing. That's my point. When you see seed, it's going to be a living, breathing person or a descent. Somebody still living, breathing, just so many lineages down. All right. So now let me tackle the Zondervan thing real quick. Let me get to my boy. Okay. We got Zondervan too.
If you need me to stop your time, you got to let me.
Type it real fast so I can just share.
All right.
The share screen.
13 minutes, 43 seconds, brother.
The share screen was different than I wasn't sharing my screen. Back. So I was showing this saying, yo, there's no sperm in Romans 1 and 3. All right, so now let me tackle the Zondervan thing real quick. Let me do that for my boy. Okay. We got Zondervan too.
If you need me to stop your time, you got to let me.
Stop it real fast so I can just share it.
All right.
The share
13 minutes, 43 seconds, brother.
All right. And Kat really wanted the debate earlier, which we all agreed to. It's supposed to be an earlier debate. That's why I said Friday, because I was saying I can't debate Kat that early other than Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it was supposed to be an early debate. And I like it. Look how chill I am now. I think the sun now, I think early debates are probably better than late ones. I think it puts you in a more positive mood. I'm like more, I noticed that when I debate late, I'm more like in war mode. But around this time right here, when I have my early debates, I'm like more peaceful, less belligerent. Share screen is different than Zoom. So I'm trying to share Microsoft Word. Let me share that. Okay, hold on. Okay, I got it.
Time resume.
Okay, so this is the Zondervan Illustrated Dictionary Bible he's talking about. Okay, so he didn't run. He want to read virgin. It says a virgin is a woman who has not had. So I'm not sharing my screen. Kat gonna point it out, and that was a great thing. So let me just get to where Kat stopped me and said, "Hey, your screen not sharing."
14, but nobody saw it.
Hey, hold on.
All right, now we see it. We see it now.
Good luck, Kat. And that's why I like you. That's why I ain't want to debate you. All right, so this is Hebrews 2 and 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, not mommy and daddy, Christ also himself likewise took part of the same, which is flesh and blood, not mommy and daddy, that through death he might destroy him. So he's delivering them. Through death, the power of death, that is the devil. So his whole purpose was to come down and destroy the devil. In verse 15, this is Greek, you can't read that, I can't. It says, and delivered them, so he's delivered them, he's saving them, who through the fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage, okay? So now, check this out. It says, for verily, he took not on, it's in italics, this is my. Is that me breaking up, or is that the video? Usually I got a lot of tabs to do that, but is that in the text at all? I'm not sure. So for verily, he took not on angels. But all right. Let me be safe. Let me pull up some tabs. Let me just be safe. I'm not sure if that's my right now or is that his. He took on him. By the way, the word took means help. That was me. Huh. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, not mommy and daddy, Christ also himself likewise took part of the same, which is flesh and blood, not mommy and daddy, that through death he might destroy him. So he's delivering them. Through death, the power of death, that is the devil. So his whole purpose was to come down and destroy the devil. In verse 15, this is Greek, you can't read that, I can. It said, and deliver them, so he's delivered them, he's saving them, who through the fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. What I'm showing you is my taco concoction. See the orange, peppers, everything's there. Bondage, okay? So now check this out. It says, for verily, he took not on, see it's in italics, this is not in the text at all. So for verily, he took not on angels, but he took on him, by the way, the word took means help. Okay, so he did not come to help angels. He came to help the seed. That's why it's important to let you guys know that seed means descendants or child, nothing else. Okay, he's talking about it's the seed of man. There's no seed of man. The woman carries the seed in her stomach. The seed is an actual person. It's an infant, it's a fetus. Or if it comes out, it's an actual living, breathing thing. It's a human. Okay, so the seed, the person, the infant, not some DNA. That's why it's important to let you know why I said seed earlier. He came to help. Took on means help in Greek. The Abraham, the seed of Abraham. Okay, now keep going. Wherefore, in all things, it behooved him to be made like his brethren. How's he made like his brethren? Flesh and blood, not mommy and daddy. Okay, it behooved him to be like his brother, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God and make reconciliation for the sins of the people. Look, let's keep going. For in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he is able to succor. This word means help them that are tempted. Okay, so he came down to help them. He took on flesh and blood, not mommy and daddy. That's why when we get to it, it's going to just point back to just Mary. There's no Joseph. All right, so now Cat said he said a lot of things. Okay, that's why I need 15 minutes. Okay, so I hope my screen is being shared now. He pointed out Philip. Now me and Cat had this weighing already about Philip. Whatever. All right, so Philip, the Bible says no man knoweth the Son. So Matthew 11:27 says, all things are delivered until me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father, and save the Son. And he to whomsoever the Son reveals. So Christ will have to reveal himself to Philip at some point for Philip to believe he's the Messiah. Cat, good luck with that. All right, so I'm gonna give a couple case in points. So we got Matthew 16 and 15. He said to them, just as Christ saying to his disciples, but whom say that I am? And Simon Peter answered, some say you're the son of Joseph. Some say you're the Christ. I'm skipping down. The Christ, the Son of the living God. And look what Christ said when he called him, when he said some are, Peter said, so he asked Peter, who are people saying I am? They said the prophet, John the Baptist. They said a whole bunch of stuff, right? Joseph, son of Joseph. But when he said that Christ is that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God, look what he said to him. And Jesus answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. Okay, then look at this. It's important. Then charged his disciples that they should tell no man. So this was an ongoing secret on who the Christ actually was. This was not public news, AP yet. Okay, that was an appointed time. All right, so let's get back to that. So as you can see, so then you hear my son yelling in the background. I'm like, oh my God. So this is the stuff I gotta filter out and still maintain focusness, and like he's in the background just screaming like, oh God. Oh boy. Christ had to reveal himself to you for you to believe who he was. So let's go to John. Let's waste time to go to John. That's why I didn't want all these oozy verses where I got to address all of them. Because eventually I do want to tackle 2 Samuel chapter 7 and just show that I have a better understanding on that as well. So we're going to go to John 1. Okay, cool. So when we go to John 1, I'm mistyping. I'm typing because I'm like panicking. My son is like yelling. He's going to ruin the debate. I'm like, I'm seeing their faces. They look like, what's that noise? I'm like, oh my gosh, I got all this pressure, like trying to get this right. So now I'm doing 1 John. We're going to see that, matter of fact, let me go to the, it's better if I go here. So that's why I just left. I said, I can't type the seed thing. I'm interested in that. So we got right here. That's why I said, let me go to blue. I got to chase my correctly. Okay. And you hear my son still yelling. I'm like, oh, why'd you pick now? Like, what is going on? Oh. See, like when it's late, he's either asleep or he's hyper like that because he gets hyper right before you go to sleep. So I'm like, oh, God. And no matter where you put him, he's going to just scream. So you better off just let him just roam and just crossing your fingers that he'll ruin everything. All right, so wait, so what just happened? Oh, I closed it out. All right, hold on. I closed the chat window out. Let me go back there. Okay, we're back. Here we go. All right, we should be here still. Okay, good. Now I can see the chat. Well, I'm trying to get to the chat. Come on. Don't get on my haircut. I ain't get a haircut so long. All right, so a Israelite says one West tactics read 1,000 verses and hope none verifies different. That is hilarious. All right, give me a second. You hear this in the background?
You should have told me stop your time, man.
Yeah, stop my time, sir.
You got 5 minutes and 23 seconds left.
So,
Yeah,
what Cap said, I thought we were being too strict on time. I'm a Sinetta member, right? As far as when I see debates, and when this happens, it's not like, okay, your time. It's like there's room for, okay, let me add more time. I just didn't get why we're so stuck on the exact time. And could it be because we started so late? That's why we should start early then. And now I'm like pressed. Like, see, I'm being pressured. My time going. Oh boy, so I'm like son in the background yelling. I'm already drunk too much. You dig? I got a lot going on. I'm trying to not panic, trying to maintain my focus. Trying to stay calm. Like, okay, I'm ready to panic. I'm ready to push that panic button. I'm like, no. I just lost all the time. And so I think it's being like, he's being stuck on his time. There's no room. Time is time. So I'm like, oh shit. All right. And then I don't know how to manage my time because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for a timed debate. I was prepared for like a back and forth. Sometimes Sinetta has that going on. Sometimes he has debates for their time. We didn't really get around to what type of format that we're going to use with Captain. So I'm not prepared for 15 minutes. Like, I don't know how much information I'm reading is 15 minutes or more or less. And it's not like we have a clock in front of us. Sometimes I never put the clock there where we can see the time. So we don't know. We're like in the dark. It was ingenious. I like it. So you can see my no, this is first John. Hold on. Now I'm back to this. I want to go ahead. I left Blue Letter to come back. So I got the intruder. That's what. Okay, go that way. All right. So hey, so you can get it going. My time. So I read kind of fast. Okay. So we're at John 1:34. This is talking about John the Baptist. And I saw and bear record that this is the. So now how many passages I'm going to be able to correct from Captain? With all this going on. I'm trying to maneuver through StreamYard. I'm a Zoom guy. So you see I'm struggling with StreamYard. So it's like almost impossible to address all of his passages. The Son of God. So he bear record. He saw and bear record that Jesus, the Son of God. Now, when you hear people call Jesus Christ the Son of Joseph, these are people who don't believe who Christ is, or it hasn't been revealed to them who Christ is. Let me say it like that better. So it hasn't been revealed to who Christ is. So we got John 1:34 to John the Baptist bearing record that he is the Son of God. This is John chapter 1, same chapter Captain went to. Cherry picking. So then it says, and then he had two disciples, and they followed Jesus. And then what's their names? Their names are Andrew and Simon Peter. What are they going to say? They said that they have found the Messiah, not Joseph of Nazareth, which is being interpreted the Christ. Okay, so they bear witness that they found. I think that was a major point too, where I said, what prophet wrote that? The son of Joseph of Nazareth. Found the Christ. That's what's being revealed to them. So when you go to 1 John 1:45, look at this cap, like cap as far as line, not captain. So Philip found Nathanael and said to him, we have found him of whom Moses and the law and the prophets did write. When they write about Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph, what prophecy is that? Okay, so now look, so this is Philip finding Nathanael. Like, yo, come, yo, check this out. We got him. But look what happens with Nathanael. So now Philip is the guy who just lied and said the prophets wrote about Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. What prophecy is that? Okay, so now let's look at what Nathanael said. So Jesus saw Nathanael, not Philip the liar. Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and said to him, behold, an Israelite indeed of a man with no cap in his mouth. So I think this was a major thing I was able to point out too. What Christ said to Nathanael, he was saying, hey, this guy doesn't say that a lie. And like there was showing a distinction between him and Philip. And I think that was key for me to catch that and bring it out. Now, no guile. This is Nathanael, not Philip. He ignored Philip. So now look what Nathanael confessed to later. So Nathanael has no guile. Okay? Look what Nathanael. I kept saying Philip, so I wanted to go back and say Nathanael. I didn't want to leave that Philip impression in their minds. Every time I made a mistake and said Philip, you see me go back and reassure it was Nathanael. It says, Nathanael answered and said to him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God, thou art the King of Israel. No Joseph here, Cat. Okay? So this is clearly what we said, that you don't know who Christ is unless he reveals himself to you. So let me just tarry over here to 2 Samuel chapter 7. Because Acts chapter 2, verse 30, it's just a New Testament recall of 2 Samuel chapter 7, the prophecy. All right, so again, the seed just means the child, my boy. So children can be male or female. So when it says a child of David, producing the Christ that does not exclude women. Women are there too. They're also a seed. Okay, seed just means a child either in a woman's womb or out of a descendant out of the womb. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go to First Kings. See where I'm at, chapter 8. Look what Solomon said. Solomon says, so he's repeating with 2 Samuel 7, that verse. He said, and the Lord said unto David, my father, where it is in thy heart to build a house. Okay, so he's repeating what was going on in 2 Samuel 7. Nevertheless, thou shalt not build a house, because the Lord said, no, David, not for you. But thy son shall come forth out of thy loins. He shall build a house for me. And the Lord has performed his word that he may speak. And I am risen up in the room of my father David. Solomon fulfilled that. And I sit on the throne of Israel as the Lord promised, my boy. Like I said, he got to go to exegesis. He can't read his claims. I'm reading my claims. I'm reading the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 7. And dude, you said it was fulfilled in chapter 8. When does a prophet fulfill his own prophecy? How does Isaiah prophesy something and then go ahead and do it? That's a declaration. That's not a prophecy. If I'm going to go to Wawa and buy my coffee, is that a prophecy? No, I'm going to go do it. So this was something later. And that's why Matthew chapter 1, verse 23 said that Mary fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. He can't read somebody else fulfilling that. He got to eisegete somebody fulfilling that. He can't read that, as I'm reading so plainly that Solomon is the one that fulfilled 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. So seed is child, descendant. Okay, so that's back, and a child descendant can be male or female. So Mary is still in the game, my boy. So when you say the man has a seed, what seed are you talking about? Please show me seed means something in context other than descendant or an actual child. Everywhere I read the word seed, as you guys bear witness, it referred to, pointing to a descendant, somebody later in the lineage, or a direct child like Solomon. Okay, but seed is constantly normally used as an actual plant or an actual child of people that gave birth. I think that was important for me to hone in on that.
All right. Powerful second round for my brother, Unbiased Sports, Captain Tazaryach. Let me know when you're ready, brother. And begin your second round.
Oh, that sounded crazy as the way you said it. Well, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Your screen is up and running.
You can start my time. Let me tell you how you work this rebuttal. He said he went to my Romans 1 and 3 and went to it in Greek and said, show me which one means sperm. Then said, I don't know Greek, and that word was spermatosis or something like that. So let's see. So this is Romans 1 and 3 right here. Concerning his son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. My position is that word seed is sperma. So let's see. So I'm going to click it in front of y'all. This is Romans 1 and 3. I'm clicking. So what this does is it starts giving you the interlinear breakdown of the words. So as I scroll down here, look at this word seed. Does this not say sperma like I said? It says sperma. Now let's click it. Let's see what it says. Let's click it. It says, which from plant germinates, i.e. the seed grain, the product of this semen, seed, children, offspring. He said that it didn't say sperma like I said. Then he acted like it didn't have the definition like I said. That's a cut, because the scripture clearly said, when we go back, it says, concerning his son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, which was made of the seed. Now we know that word means sperm. So it says was made.
He said sperm, he said sperma, but I'm going to humiliate him there when we get there. But dude, it doesn't say sperm.
Made of the sperm of David. This debate is over because Joseph is the only one from David. Mary is nothing in his 30 minutes. Where did he show that Mary was from David? Nowhere.
I didn't know I had to do that. That's not a requirement. I don't ever got to show Mary's from David. All I got to show is Christ from David. That's it. The prophecy said Christ was from David. The fulfillment said Christ is from David. The prophecy doesn't say Mary got to be from David or Judah. I just got to show how Christ is from David, prophetically and fulfillment-wise. That's it.
Nowhere. Now I'll go back to get back there. Wait. So now the other scripture I wanted to point out was he brought out Hebrews 2 and 14. So now I'm gonna go to Hebrews 2 and 14. And in Hebrews 2 and 14,
I was completely lost with this. I'm like, yo, what can he possibly say here?
I don't know why he read that. Because in Hebrews 2 and 14, it says, for as much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same. He took part of the same flesh and blood as the children. Why did he go to this? Why did he read verse 14? So it says, for he took not on the nature of angels. And if you want to get rid of the nature of angels, I'll just read it without the italicized. For verily he took not on angels, but he took on the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like his brethren. Verse 14 of here said, for then as the children are partakers of the same flesh and blood, he also took part of the same flesh and blood.
I think when he read it over, I think he got it. That's why he ain't like slam dunk his point. I think he realized, like, yeah, flesh and blood. Like Jesus Christ came as a human being. Nobody denies that, my boy. We deny Joseph being the biological father. So, Cat, nothing you read showed how Joseph was the biological father. Everything you read confirmed what I said. That Christ was just made like his brethren, taking on flesh and blood. He was not made like his brethren, taking on the biological father. My boy, you missed that. But I think you might have caught it at the end of what you just read.
So if he took part of the same flesh and blood, why is he making it seem like Jesus' flesh and blood is different than the children's flesh and blood when they all took the same?
It is a little different because it said made like his brothers. He took on similar to what flesh and blood is. So it's a little different. I ain't gonna beat you up on that, but there is a difference. It said he came in the likeness of flesh and blood. All right, so he came to something like it. He didn't come exactly like that, but whatever. Let the slide.
Matthew 11:27, he said, this the verse he pulled, all things are delivered unto me of my Father. No man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son
I was really trying to see where he's going with this.
he will reveal. Did he not reveal it to Mary and Joseph, who he?
What about Philip? No, he did not reveal it to Mary and Joseph, but I mean, the angel revealed it to them. Christ wasn't even through flesh yet. He wasn't conceived yet. So the angel came to Mary and Joseph.
Was? So didn't they know that, if we go by his logic, didn't they know that God made Mary pregnant? This is I'm only going to talk from his position now.
All right, so this is another passage I didn't really get a chance to challenge. Hold on, let my son. Yo, let me say.
His position is God made Mary pregnant. So wouldn't they both know that God made Mary pregnant? Let's read something real fast. Let's go to Luke, the 2nd chapter. Now, remember, now I'm going to go into Luke 1. Maybe I should do Luke 1 first.
And this is how you know when a person is disingenuous. Like, they don't want to look at the verse together. They want to shout it out there. Now, look at all the machine gun scriptures he's throwing out there. And bro, if these scriptures are actually body bags, why don't you want to talk about these together?
I'm gonna go into Luke 1 and then Matthew 1. But I want to show y'all something. In Luke 2 and 46.
So when he said Matthew 1 and Luke 1, I'm like, yeah, I'm over here arguing. I ain't even going to my argument yet. The fulfillment part. Like, good idea, Cat. I'll go there next. But I think this was like the last round in this rebuttal time. That's what I'm trying to say. The format was like kind of crazy. Like, dude, we're arguing fulfillment and prophecy. Then there should have at least been a segment for prophecy, then a segment for fulfillment. There should have been both. What? What do you want? 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 Right here. Right here. You want water? Get it right here. Get you water. Where's your bottle? Water right here. It is it. The water. Oh, yeah. Sit down, right here. Sit down. Go. All right, yeah, I got him active, so I'm gonna cut the camera off a little bit because he want to get in the video, dancing, singing.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna start at 2 and 43. And when they have fulfilled the days that they returned, Jesus tarried back in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his mother, they didn't know that he was in Jerusalem. So now they go back looking for him. So now in verse 46, it says, it came to pass after 3 days, they found him in the temple, in the midst of doctors, both hearing them and asking questions. And all that heard him was astonished at his understanding and answers. And they saw him and were amazed. And his mother, this is what the mother says. So now I guess the mother about the lie to Jesus. His mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. Mary ain't talking about God, the Father. Mary talking about Joseph, the father. And then he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? Next verse. And they understood not the saying that he spake unto them. How could they not understand that? If they know that God made Mary pregnant, the angel was telling Joseph, the angel was telling Joseph that God made Mary pregnant. He gonna be great. He gonna be the son of God. How do they not understand when he's saying about my father's business when he's in the temple of God?
Now I don't know what this got to do with the virgin birth at all. Like, dude, look at that. There's a lot of things they didn't understand. You know? But yeah, I don't know what. Just because the angels, no, it's right here, same thing. Okay, no, we're not. Oh. Nope, it's the same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put you back in the crib. Yeah, so I don't know why he thought the parents knew everything.
Listen, man, just so everybody can understand having an earthly father and a spiritual father, this is Hebrews 12:9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. That's Joseph, because you know what Christ did? Subjected themselves unto his parents. He left with them. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father in spirits? He's all of our Father. Now we're going to show in my PowerPoint. I just want to show one correction. In my PowerPoint, I didn't just read verse 12. Like he tried to just highlight verse 12. I went all the way to verse 16 because he shall establish my throne forever. Solomon's throne got broken up. He split the kingdom up. It was not established forever. When Christ established it, it'll be forever. You got to keep reading. Got to get a little smarter with that. So now let's go down to here to Luke. I'm going to do Luke first, and I'm going to come back to Matthew because chronologically, Luke, the story of Luke happens before Matthew. So in Luke 1:34, I'm going to start at verse 32. This is 32, Luke 1:32, because he keeps harping on Christ being the Son of God. This is the angel talking to Mary. Says, he shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest, which is the Son of God. And the Lord shall give unto him the throne of his father David. So even the angel saying he has an earthly father named David. So the only way Christ can be Christ is if he comes from David, which we already established. Romans 1:3 is the seed.
It says earthly father David. Show us the earthly father Joseph. Show us the angel saying your earthly father Joseph.
Or sperm. That's another body bag. So now, of course, then the angel said, then said Mary unto the angel,
These body
thou
bags.
shalt be, saying, I know not a man. Because at this time, she had not known a man. The angel was telling her what's going to happen. The proof of that in the.
Oh. So now not know a man doesn't mean not know a man. You remember his little argument in Genesis? Was that 24? I know not a man meant sexuality. So now he's saying know not a man means I don't know a man. Like knowledge is now knowledge based. It's not based on sexuality. The dude is all over the place.
The same chapter, I'm going to drop down. Let me see if I have it in this slide. I'm sorry, apologize. In the same chapter, Luke 1:45, it says, and blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things that was told her. Very, very, very simple. It hadn't happened yet. Now, I'm going to go back up to my slide so y'all can understand. So when it says, so verse 35 says, the Holy Spirit shall come upon thee, and the power of the highest shall overshadow thee. Therefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Son of God. When it says the Holy Spirit shall come upon thee, that means you're going to do what the Lord wanted you to do. And the Lord wanted Mary and Joseph to have this son, because this son is prophesied to come. When it says overshadow, it's what every pregnant woman.
1 second, I gotta take a phone call. Everybody calling me.